Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Jungkook is very jealous. His fiery gaze for Taehyung reveals hidden feelings. Behind the glitz and glamour of K-pop stages that always seem perfect, there is a story that goes much deeper than just music and performance. Amidst the glare of spotlights and the hysterical screams of fans, there are two figures who always steal the attention with their unusual closeness: Taehyung and Jungkook, or as they are known to ARMY, Taekook. Their relationship is not just an ordinary bromance. It is a bond that is full of emotions, full of hidden meanings, and sometimes, without words, can make anyone's skin crawl with just one look. However, recently, a simple moment revealed a much more complex layer of emotions. A dinner, a gaze. It all started with an ordinary dinner at a restaurant. Jokes, small laughter, and a friendly atmosphere filled the room, until one small incident changed everything. A light argument over food orders turned into an emotional tension that was hard to explain. Jungkook, usually cheerful and easygoing, suddenly showed a different side. His gaze, sharp, deep, and burdened, was directed at Taehyung. His face changed, as if there was something he had been keeping for too long. Taehyung just stared back, as if the two were talking through their eyes. Silence. Tense. Honest. It wasn't ordinary anger. It was jealousy, or rather, jealousy wrapped in sincerity and feelings that couldn't be expressed. Silent signs that are too loud. It wasn't the first time Jungkook had shown deep concern for Taehyung. From the way he looked for Taehyung in the crowd, to the worried expression when Taehyung looked tired. From his quick hand to save Taehyung from falling, to the way he reprimanded people who joked too much about Taehyung. And the fans noticed it all. All those little actions, which might seem trivial to others, to the fans were signs of love in the quietest form. Heart-shaking stage moments. One of the most emotional moments happened when the two of them performed on stage. In the emotional song, instead of singing the lyrics to the audience, they look at each other and sing them to each other. But I still love you. The audience falls silent. The world seems to stop spinning. Is it just part of the performance? Or is it a personal message whispered in the crowd? No one knows for sure. But the eyes never lie. I don't know why I like you so much. Taehyung's old line from 2014 has gone viral again. In a barely a whisper, he tells Jungkook, "I don't know why I like you so much." And Jungkook? He just stares at them with an inexplicable smile, as if he knows and feels the same way. Is this more than just friendship? The world can speculate. The media can guess. But only the two of them know the truth. But one thing is undeniable. There's something between them. Something deep. Something real. Whether it's love, soulmates, or a bond beyond words, Taekook isn't just BTS's visual duo. They're a living, growing story that never stops making fans' hearts flutter. Subtle codes that never fade. In every interaction, Taehyung and Jungkook seem to have their own secret language. Not only in laughter and jokes, but in small moments that are often not caught on camera, except by the sharp eyes of ARMYs. For example, when Taehyung looks gloomy backstage, Jungkook is the first to approach him. Not many words, just a soft pat on the shoulder and a look that seems to say, "I'm here." Other times, when one of them performs solo, the camera always captures the other watching from backstage, with a proud and meaningful look in their eyes. And every time they are caught on camera sharing a smile, or teasing each other in the middle of a concert, there is always an inexplicable feeling. Fans call it the Taekook moment, a moment where time seems to stop and all eyes are on them. When the world asks, they just smile. The public and the media have asked many questions about their relationship. However, Taehyung and Jungkook choose not to give a definite answer. For them, maybe feelings don't always have to be explained. Sometimes it's enough to feel and appreciate them in silence. Instead of clarification, they give something much stronger: consistency. Consistency in closeness, attention, and comfort with each other, which can't be faked or fabricated. ARMY support, between curiosity and protection. Fans, especially those who believe in their special relationship, don't just romanticize. They also protect. For many ARMYs, Taekook is a representation of a relationship that is honest, without boundaries, and goes beyond social expectations. That's why they continue to watch with love, but also with respect. Because they know whatever happens behind the scenes, what matters most is the happiness of both of them. when the cameras are off. What makes their relationship so interesting is not just the moments captured on camera, but what happens when the cameras are off. Many staff and crew who have worked with BTS admit, with knowing smiles, that Taehyung and Jungkook do have a different kind of chemistry. They are never far from each other for too long. Even when their busy schedules separate them, there will always be a text, a video call, or just a silent emoji. There is comfort in each other's presence. Like home is never really far away, even though the world is constantly changing. I feel calm when I'm with you. Once, in a simple interview session, Taehyung said while looking at Jungkook, "I feel calm when I'm with you, even when we don't talk about anything." And Jungkook, without hesitation, nodded slowly with a smile. There was no excessive laughter. No drama. Just raw honesty. The moment was simple but meaningful. And ARMY knows, it is the most honest form of love, a feeling of safety, comfort, and sufficiency in just being present. Behind the spotlight, there's a feeling that never goes out. Taehyung and Jungkook have grown together. From shy teenagers who debuted, to two grown men who now understand the meaning of life and love in a much more mature way. We've seen them laugh together, cry together, and even be silent with each other in thousands of languages that can't be written. Time has shaped them, but that feeling, whatever it's called, is still there. It doesn't change. It doesn't fade. Many say, it's just fan service. But ARMY who have followed them since the beginning know, there's more to it than just fan service. There's a sincerity that can't be faked. There's a comfort that can't be engineered. And if one day they talk, if one day they choose to talk about whatever they've been feeling all this time, the world might be shocked. But for true fans, it's not a surprise. Because they've seen, felt, and understood for a long time. And if they never talk, it doesn't matter. Because love doesn't always need a statement. Sometimes it's enough to be there and understand each other. A love that is not noisy, but always there. Taekook is not about a love story full of big declarations. Nor is it about dramatic hugs in front of the camera. They are the epitome of silent love, which grows in small smiles, deep gazes, and togetherness that needs no explanation. When the world is obsessed with definitions, they show that true feelings don't always need to be boxed in. That feelings can remain intact, even without labels. Taehyung and Jungkook choose to let the world ask questions, while they continue to live in a closeness that is so natural and consistent. And maybe that's precisely why their relationship feels so real. When the world is too crowded, they become each other. In the midst of a glittering and stressful world, the two of them feel like a place to come home to. When the burden of careers feels pressing, when public comments feel painful, Taehyung and Jungkook can sit together in silence, and that's enough. No need for long advice. No need for distractions. Just being present. Just looking at each other. And that heals. Because not all wounds need words to heal. Sometimes, just knowing that there's someone who truly understands can make a heavy world feel lighter. They've grown but still care for each other. Taehyung is no longer the innocent kid who likes to tease. Jungkook is no longer the shy magne who always hides behind his hyung. They're now two grown men with more complex dreams, burdens, and thoughts. But amidst all that growth, one thing hasn't changed: the way they care for each other. Taehyung still knows when Jungkook is feeling down, even when Jungkook is quiet. Jungkook still knows when Taehyung needs a hug, even when Taehyung says, "I'm fine." And maybe that's what makes their relationship more than just close. They read each other. They know each other without having to say much. The fans, loyal witnesses who never leave. ARMY aren't just fans of their music. ARMY are also witnesses to their journey, from adolescence to adulthood. From the funny moments to the heartfelt ones. Every fan meeting, every behind the scenes, every concert, they are all pieces of a puzzle that show Taekook's unique relationship. And fans put them together with love, not to disturb but to cherish. Because they know this story is not just about two BTS members. It is a story about the depth of feelings that we rarely get to see, especially in the fake world of celebrity. Because in the end, it's not the labels that matter. It's how they care for each other, love each other, and understand each other, without having to say much. And maybe, that's what makes their story feel like a love that quietly grows amidst the bright lights of the world.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.